Have you ever wondered about the red words within the Bible? Open many modern Bibles and you will notice something unusual. Certain passages stand out in red ink. These are not random verses, nor are they meant simply for decoration. They represent the words attributed directly to Jesus, statements spoken during his teachings, parables, warnings, and blessings. This tradition is known as the Red Letter Bible, and its purpose is simple but profound: to draw attention to the voice behind the message. The red print does not claim to make these words more holy than the rest of Scripture. Instead, it invites the reader to pause, listen, and reflect more carefully. In a book that spans centuries, cultures, authors, and agendas, the red letters function like a compass, pointing to the core teachings that shaped everything else. Why the red letters matter. The Bible is a collection of writings: history, poetry, law, letters, prophecy, and storytelling. Much of it reflects the social structures, political realities, and human limitations of the times in which it was written. The red letters, however, consistently cut across those structures. They challenge power, disrupt hierarchy, and emphasize compassion over control. In the red letters, Jesus speaks about love for enemies, care for the poor, humility, forgiveness, inner intention, and non-violence. He criticizes religious hypocrisy more harshly than social outsiders. He elevates children, the marginalized, and those considered unworthy by society. When read carefully, the red text often stands in tension with how religion has been practiced throughout history. This tension is not accidental. It forces a question: do we follow tradition, or do we follow the words in red? A lens, not a weapon. The red print was never meant to be used as a tool of division or superiority. It is a lens, a way to read the rest of Scripture in context. When later teachings or interpretations contradict the spirit of the red letters invite discernment. For example, if a passage promotes cruelty, exclusion, or domination, and the red letters promote mercy, inclusion, and humility, the red text asks the reader to reconsider how Scripture is being understood or applied. The red letters do not erase the rest of the Bible, but they challenge it to align with compassion. The simplicity of the message. One of the most striking things about the red letters is their clarity. They are not obsessed with systems, rules, or theology. They focus on lived experience, how people treat one another, how power is used, how the heart shapes behavior. Jesus speaks in images rather than arguments: seeds, lamps, bread, storms, fields, and children. This makes the red letters accessible across generations and cultures. You do not need religious training to understand them. You need honesty. This is why many people who feel disconnected from organized religion still find themselves drawn to the red words. They speak to something universal: conscience. Red letter Christianity. Some people describe themselves as red letter Christians, not as a denomination, but as an orientation. This approach centers life and ethics around the red words first, rather than filtering them through later doctrines, politics, or traditions. This does not mean ignoring the rest of Scripture. It means reading everything else through the character revealed in the red letters. When that happens, faith becomes less about control and more about transformation. Less about fear, more about responsibility. Less about identity, more about action. Why the red print still matters today. In an age of noise, ideology, and division, the red letters offer a quieter, more demanding path. They do not promise comfort. They demand integrity. They do not flatter the powerful. They expose them. They do not encourage tribal loyalty. They call for love that crosses boundaries. The red print is not there to decorate the page. It is there to confront the reader. And perhaps that is why it endures. Not as ink, but as an invitation to live differently. If today's message spoke to your heart, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Together, we'll keep uncovering the living words written in red, words that never fade. Dive into the heart of the Gospels with the red words of the Christ, a profound and illuminating exploration of the words spoken by Jesus Christ. This beautifully crafted book brings together the teachings, parables, and divine wisdom of Jesus as found in the New Testament, offering readers a focused and inspiring journey through his transformative message. Receive your copy today by visiting Amazon. The link will be in the description.